Every single Afghan citizen who the United States government had any contact with, who the United States government put in any power or gave rights to, their life, we made it so their lives were in danger the second we left the country. And now we've left them to die. Our actions are part of why they are now going to die, us invading in the first place. Okay, I'm going to add a little disclaimer before we get into this entire video because I know it is going to get massively disliked. Before my stream today even started, it had already been dislike bombed. Fortunately, a lot of people who do not like me do not care what I have to say. They just don't like me because Xan bad, and they're going to mass dislike this video. They aren't going to watch a second of it, just like they disliked my stream before I even started it. They're not going to watch a second of it. This video is going to be massively disliked. I have no doubt many of my own fans who weren't really caught up on this drama will very likely unsubscribe from me following this video. I have no doubt the second this video goes up, I will lose significant amounts of subscribers, just like I did before. The ideological goose stepping of the online left is not going to scare me into not discussing important topics, even if my opinion and the facts in the situation go against the typical lefty narrative. A little over 3 months ago, I was invited on Dylan Burns' Hippy Dippy Roundtable, and one of the topics that we were going to cover and that I would be having to debate about would be Afghanistan and Joe Biden deciding he wanted to pull out of Afghanistan before September 11th. I did a ton of research on this topic because I had a debate for it coming up, and I wanted to make sure that I was prepared. I looked into the history of Afghanistan, the history of the Taliban, why we were in Afghanistan, what the Taliban are all about, what the people of Afghanistan's opinions are on the Taliban and our presence in Afghanistan. I really went hard on researching this because I wanted to make a good impression on the Hippy Dippy. Unfortunately, it was being done on, not StreamYard. It's some program that isn't Discord, and I just could not get that shit to work, which is why you'll notice anytime I go on the Hippy Dippy, it's always done on Discord because I cannot get my, Whereby. Yeah, I cannot get Whereby, the service that Dylan uses to host. So I didn't get to go on there and debate my position, but regardless, I'd done all this research on this topic, and I had become quite passionate in this topic, and I decided, fuck it, I'm going to do a segment about it. And I knew just based off of the response on Twitter and me talking about it, I was going to get canceled. But I didn't expect to get quite as canceled as I did. Almost 4 months ago. I know it says 3 months, but YouTube abbreviates. So 3 months ago. Hot take. Why America shouldn't pull troops from Afghanistan right now. If you're wondering, you can see this is 567 likes to 733 dislikes. Lost a lot of subscribers that day. Lost 2,000 subscribers from this video, by the way. And I got hardcore canceled. My channel still hasn't recovered from this video. For any of you that are curious, back when I put this video out, my streams were averaging 5 or 6, maybe sometimes even 700 viewers. And ever since then, I haven't been able to break 500 viewers on a stream. My sub growth has slowed. I lost a ton of subscribers. And the general consensus of my opinion on me on the online left has been overwhelmingly negative since I put out this video. Tons of people made response videos on me that aged like milk, just to say. Aged very, very fine goat milk. And basically my video is about, here's what the Taliban are, here's the situation happening in Afghanistan, and here's what will happen if we pull out. I think we should still pull out, but we should do it in this way that might help, mitigate harm, prevent there from being as much harm, instead of just pulling out of nowhere with no preparation. I talked about how the Taliban would be taking away women's rights to go to school, own businesses, and work. Women would be raped. Anybody who associates with the Taliban or with the U.S. government before the Taliban took over would be murdered for, if they're suspected for that. And, massively disliked, tons of hate comments. We can go, hey, you guys want to see some really badly aged comments here? Let's look at some really badly aged comments. These comments did not age well. Whew! Let's go ahead and take a look. We don't even need to look. The top comments in the video, not even the top comments are in favor of me. All the top comments are also hate comments. Move the chat so we can see. Yeah, I'll make the chat. Here, I'll move the chat right here. There we go. Yeah, I'll move the chat right here so people can still see the reaction. Yeah. So this is the top comment. It's probably not a good idea at this time for us to pull out of Afghanistan, in quotes. This is what they say every year. I'm officially a tankie if this is what BreadTube is, pushing Biden to the left. The American military has killed more non-combatants than ISIS ever could. We're not even talking about ISIS. This person clearly has no fucking clue what they're talking about. Don't you love the incredibly messy and nuanced situations we force ourselves into? This is fine, I guess. A turtle has caught fire by this very hot take. When Xanderhal unironically agrees with Steven Crowder. Lamau, yikes. Oh, a new Xanderhal video. Let's watch it to unwind a bit. Clueless. Let's see how long this the likes ratio stays in the positive. Did not stay in the positive. America is incapable of fixing this. They should leave this to the civilized world. Okay. Crazy how pushing Biden left moved you to the right of him on foreign policy. Wow. Just every comment was a hate comment. Not a single positive comment can I remember on this video. It was astonishing how canceled I got for this. It was like the overwhelming majority of the online left shit talked me endlessly. And they were bad faith about it too. They didn't even they weren't even clipping my statements and like arguing against what I was saying. They started clipping me saying things like, oh my God, the one that really pissed me off because it was so dishonest was I said that the situation of Afghan and U.S. soldiers in Afghanistan is pretty similar to that of the of U.S. soldiers in Vietnam, and I showed like an overhead image of Afghanistan, you know, showing that it's like a significant amount of it is like rural. It's like very just, you know, it's not cities or very like easy to hold down compounds. It's big open areas that are very easy for guerrilla fighters to maneuver through, especially if they know the layout of the land, with lots of mountains, a lot of caves, it's not as simple as American military stronger. Let's just go in and wipe out the Taliban. Why don't we just do that? I was explaining that that wasn't really a realistic thing to happen. And motherfuckers on Twitter clipped that and tried to make it seem like I was saying that Vietnam and Afghanistan are geographically and climatologically, I don't know what the term is, climate-wise, similar. They were trying to imply that I thought either Afghanistan was a jungle or that Vietnam was a desert or like a very arid place. And then you had big breadtubers like Big Joel commenting on these like very dishonest posts saying, we don't claim him about me. Like I was disavowed by a lot of like big breadtubers following this drama too. I got into fights with a lot of people, lost tons of subscribers and got tons of hate. And then 3 months later, Taliban in control in Afghanistan after seizing presidential palace in Kabul. Here's what you need to know. At least 7 people were killed at Kabul International Airport as Afghan and foreign citizens attempted to leave the country Sunday, U.S. officials say. Afghanistan's President Ashraf Ghani relinquished power to an interim government led by the Taliban commander Mullah Abdul Ghani Baradar. That's a very cool name, but probably a very bad person. EU governments to meet on Tuesday. U.S. President Biden and Secretary of State Blinken defended the decision to withdraw. UK Parliament to be recalled on Wednesday. And we can just go through here and see news stories about women being terrified, people being killed. Here are the people of Afghanistan who lefty Twitter was very sure to remind me were very in favor of the Taliban taking over and America being out of there, trying to get onto American planes to try to escape the country, just crowding into airports, crowding into these giant fucking cargo planes, trying to escape, refugees en masse, Taliban walking the street with fucking rocket launchers and AKs and guns. Literally, how does this not remind you of the fucking Capitol riot? This is the capital of Kabul right now. The Taliban taking. Does this not remind you of the Capitol riots? So I was completely fucking correct. Afghanistan is now in fucking turmoil. There are riots. People are running en masse, being murdered, trying to escape the country. Oh, some casual gunshots as people are running and screaming towards the airport, trying to escape the country. Very clearly, the Afghan people really wanted America out. Oh, warning, graphic content. The things we're going to see in a lot of these videos, I'm not even allowed to show on Twitch what the Taliban are doing to the Afghan people. A lot of women have been talking about how they're going to be losing their right to go to school and their right to work and own businesses. Here's the World War Z shit. Here. These are Afghan people trying to grab onto planes, thinking they can hold on to planes because them dying from falling off of a plane they're holding on to is a better fate than they'll have in Afghanistan when the Taliban take over. Look at this shit. You ever seen the movie World War Z? Now you have. Look at this shit. They're so desperate, they're grabbing onto the airplane. There were photos of people falling from the planes going viral. Yeah, no shit. They were holding on. Twitter and every news outlet have been riddled with stories about the insane amount of death and suffering the Taliban have been unleashing on the Afghan people and discussing the future of Afghanistan. And as you can imagine, a lot of people who stood by me, the few people that did stand by me when I made my statements a little while ago, have been really having fun here. Most people rejected his message. This is the tweet that started it all. April 23rd. I've been doing a lot of... I was so innocent. Little did I know. I tweeted this just like... I didn't think this was going to get any traction. I thought this would get like 20 tweets and maybe I'd have a cool conversation with some people who also cared about this topic. Did not expect to get canceled for this. Did not expect this to be a hot take. It was like... I've done a lot of research on Afghanistan, the Taliban, and withdrawing the U.S. troops from there right now would be really bad. And I got fucking ratioed to hell. Here's a video that Cherry, my content manager, made just of some of the reactions to my video. Oh, and of course the response videos, Bad and Banana.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Yeah.
we got him.
All I did was research the topic to the bare minimum. I had a 5-page research document prepared for that debate. That was it. That was all the research I did. That's all I needed to do to figure out, oh, okay, this is what's going to happen when the US pulls out. And then I tweeted about it. This has made it very clear to me that 99% of the online left does no actual research on any of the things they believe in. I'm going to be honest, the majority of you in chat probably have done little to no research, like independently, like looking up studies and reading articles. Very little of you in chat have probably actually done that. Most of you probably believe in what you believe in because of your like principles and because YouTubers you like say it. Most of you that stood by me during that trauma probably stood by me because you liked me and I was your favorite streamer. I was one of your favorite streamers and you agreed with me because of that. I don't mean to be rude, but I'm going to call out everybody, my fans and the broader online left that don't like me. A lot of you guys probably don't, and I don't expect you to necessarily. Listen, I'm not a war hawk. I don't like war. I like peace. I prefer the US doesn't intervene at all, unless it's like some, Hitler World War II level shit, like intervening to stop the Holocaust, if we were doing something like that. Then I think it would absolutely be permissible for the U.S. to get involved with shit like, intervention. But I'm not like a liberal war hawk. This is literally just me saying this is what's going to happen if the U.S. pulls out. It's just what's going to happen. I got canceled for it. Biden announced a while ago that he planned to pull all U.S. forces out of Afghanistan. And the Taliban immediately said, cool. As soon as you leave, we're publicly executing everybody you put into power. We are going to execute every military leader, every elected representative, anybody who supported your occupation. They will be publicly executed in the most disgusting, brutal ways you can imagine. They promised it. The leader of the Taliban promised it the same day Biden announced he's pulling out, and they pulled out anyway. And these particular people who were in charge of the military, in charge of the country, were like, oh, you're leaving us to die? Yeah, we're fucking leaving. Because you're leaving us to fucking die. The Taliban are going to kill us all. So they fucking left. That's why there was no, like, resistance when the Taliban came and took Kabul. It's because all the military leaders and elected officials fucking dipped. Because they didn't want to be beheaded. Or lined up and shot in a public execution. They knew what was coming for them, and they got the fuck out of there because we abandoned them. We abandoned the Afghan people. I'm sorry. You can say whatever you want about us, how we shouldn't have gotten involved in Afghanistan in the first place, but we fucking did. We got involved with Afghanistan. We made it so that now every single Afghan citizen who the United States government had any contact with, who the United States government put in any power or gave rights to, their life, we made it so their lives were in danger the second we left the country. And now we've left them to die. Our actions are part of why they are now going to die. Us invading in the first place. My opinion has always been, we invaded this country. It's our fucking responsibility to make sure the people we occupied aren't going to be savagely murdered the second we leave. I'm not, this, maybe some lefties on Twitter are going to try to make this like a race thing when I say savagely, because that word's used a lot, but no. If you've seen the videos of the Taliban murdering people and lining them up and shooting them unarmed, just like in firing squad lines, it is savage what they're doing to the Afghan people. It is horrific. It is nightmare-inducing. If history had gone a little bit different, the Afghan people would be like the Kurds. You know how the left, like from tanky to like liberal, are pretty like in favor of us like having protected the Kurds and not pulling out of Syria and leaving the Kurds to be genocided by the Turks, and killed by ISIS too. You know how like the left was up in arms about Trump pulling out and leaving the Kurds to die and leaving Rojava to be destroyed? Well, it could have been very similar had like the left's like popular narrative been, oh, we got to protect the Afghan people. Like it was, we got to protect the Kurds, you know? A lot of populists like that we abandoned the Kurds also. Not nearly to this degree. Shuanhead did not, I do not believe Shuanhead tweeted about how it was good that we abandoned the Kurds. I don't believe there was a single tweet, although I don't know if Shuanhead knows who the Kurds are. Frankly, I don't want to be mean, but if I asked Shuanhead what Rojava and the Kurds are, I don't think she would be able to answer. I don't think she'd actually be able to answer. She doesn't know all that much about, like, foreign policy. She's a very culture-oriented political pundit. Some charities. I don't know the background behind these charities. I ask that if you're going to donate, that you do your own thing and you research these charities and make sure that they're not, like, super fucked. But this is the one that I've been seeing going around on Twitter a lot, that people have been donating to and people have been, like, supporting. It's called help.rescue.org, and they've got a section specifically for Afghanistan. Help families in Afghanistan worldwide. Escalating violence in Afghanistan is putting the lives of thousands of civilians at risk. The IRC warns that increased conflict could spell tragedy for Afghanistan, where 18 million people are already in dire need of humanitarian assistance. The IRC has worked in Afghanistan through 3 decades of crisis, providing millions of people with shelter, education, clean water, health support, and other aid. And we will stay as long as we are needed. Donate now to help us support children and families in Afghanistan, the crisis zones worldwide. Now, it's completely possible that like this there's a lot of times where charities have like some really scuff shit going on behind the scenes, maybe, and maybe you want to look into this yourself. I haven't had time to like dig into the past of this charity, make sure they're not really sus or anything. But if you want to donate and you want to look into like a charity that can try to like actually make a material help for the people in Afghanistan that are going to be murdered and like women who are going to have their rights taken away by the Taliban, you can donate. And I recommend that you do. Xanderhal 24-hour charity stream when? So the reason why I can't do any charity streams is because like, I don't think you guys realize, but following Vosh's Palestine charity stream...
Twitchy Java Cat asterisk has donated asterisk $5 asterisk.
Thank you. Following Vosh's Palestine charity stream, there was a good few weeks there where it was hard to afford food. Like, a lot of my fans also donated all of their, like, spare income to that stream, which is great. But it ended up meaning, like, I got no donations or subs for a while. I almost wasn't able to pay rent, and I was barely able to afford food. and utilities. So it got really scary there. The point when I'd be doing a charity is when I'm actually like financially well off enough that I can survive. Like right now I live paycheck to paycheck. So yeah, I can't really afford to do a charity stream. But when I do a charity stream, it will be a hot tub charity stream. There's a hot tub in my apartment complex not too far away from my apartment. And I can set up a fucking phone there and do a hot tub charity stream, but I gotta go to the gym first, and that'll be when hopefully when I'm making more money. Okay, we'll have to wait until Trump's back and running for president again, and people care about politics again, because politics is dead as fuck on YouTube right now. Anyway, yeah, shirtless hot tub stream. Yep, damn right. Anyway. If you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, subscribe, ring the bell icon, follow me on Twitter, Instagram, Discord, TikTok. All the links to my social media are in the links down below. You can also support me financially if you choose to, if you've got the money for it and you don't need it for anything else, by donating, subbing, gifting subs, whatever, on my website. On YouTube, you can hit the join button, become a channel member, or super chat to donate. And you can also prime sub, subscribe, and gift subs in Twitch chat. Only do it if you can afford to and you don't need the money for anything else, but your financial support is how I keep doing this stream, and it's how I can continue to do this as my job. Anyway, thank you so much for watching, and have a good one.